the Gecko Gamer for the 3rd month. Welcome back. How you doing? How you been? Thank you so much for all the support. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to put on music and I'm going to slop it up. I haven't listened to this album in a while. Might not even be the vibe I want. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Rare or mythic. Not a creature. Omniscience. Oh no, it would be 5 mana. Traumatize. Traumatize. It's not a sorcery. It's a mythic. Oh, maybe it's a planeswalker. Elspeth Tyrell. It is not. Pyromancer's Goggles? Was this a mythic? Alhammer's Archive was after. A 5 mana red instant. That's right, Melder. 5 mana red instant. In this region? Localized entirely? There's no subtype. I feel like it's gotta be an artifact. Like it's gotta be the Pyromancer's Goggles. I don't think they were a mythic, but I'll try it. Right, their origins. So it is an artifact. But Alhammer's Archive was also Origins. 5 mana artifact. At Mythic. The Mythic Rare... Okay, let me just Conjurer's Closet to... I'm trying to do this one-handed because I'm petting the cat. Five mana mythic rare artifact. Gate Crash, Dragon's Maze. Tome of the Guild Pact isn't going to be that. Is it Pyromancer's Gauntlet? I don't think that was a mythic though. It's from M4. Oh, Perilous Vault. Right. I forgot this. I thought this was from M15. Oh, it is. Fuck. So it's not. The hell are you? 5 mana mythic rare. The fuck is it? There's a mirror. There's plate mails and equipment. Mirror, I think, is M10. Archive is excluded. Oh, there's the stupid the card I played in Channel Mirror. What the hell is the one I played in Channel Mirror? It's like a 5 mana tutor. Well, it's not 5 mana. It's got replaced by Planar Bridge. Back in the day. What the fuck are you called? What are you? Not Staffinin, of course. I think it's the Ring. Ring of something. Ring of Three Wishes. Yeah, it's got the eye. It's like... I played this in Channel Mirror. Because it was a colorless tutor. This and Skyship Weatherlight were real fucking bad. Oh, God. Yep. The cards I've played in Canadian Highlander, huh? I wonder if that'll come up later. Teehee. Whenever you... So, Prowess? Monastery Mentor? He's so good. He's so fucking good. He's so fucking good. Artifact. CREATURE. What? Exile it? Oh, I guess it could be a 1-mana spell. Shit, I clicked on the wrong thing. This doesn't tell me anything. It's an instant. A 1-mana instant. Could be a colorless one. This gets... I mean, it could not be. It might not be exile. It is an exile. And gains until end of turn. Untap it. Oh. It's not dive down, though. Target creature you control gets +blank and gains HEXPROOF hexproof. Untap it. So it's a dive down that untaps? Oh, I have no fucking clue what this card's called, but I know it. It's from Final Fantasy. It's got the like, they're holding like a, it's got like a reddish color. It's a blue spell, and they're holding like a staff, and they're doing this. Something magic damper. Magic damper. He's the fucking goat. He's the fucking goat. He's the best to ever do it. Best to ever do it, chat. Best to ever do it. Hey, babes. How you doing? How you been? Glad to have you. Good to see you. Did anybody know of the song? That was Eple, or Eple, E-P-L-E, by Roik-Sop. We're listening to Roik-Sop. It's literally Shore Up. No, it's Magic Damper. It's the Shore Up number 2. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. Or cast a third time. It's like Triton Shore Tactics too. Any 1-mana card that says untap. Or any 1-mana, yeah, any 1-mana card that says untap, especially in blue, I'm going to know. Okay. What are we doing here? Well, it's Tuesday. I didn't say yes to any sponsored stream, and we finished our Pokemon playthrough. So I wanted to do something kind of fun, kind of easy. I have a Honkai Star Rail sponsorship. I'm not going to say yes to this. Not yet, at least. I have some tier lists that were submitted by community members through the Discord that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be filling them out. There are a couple that are not from the Discord that were just added here because they were very popular Magic the Gathering tier lists. I thought they'd be fun. I'm just going to kind of go through these. I got a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to get through all of these. There's also a Pokemon one in here as well. Reminder that these tier lists, my opinion on these tier lists, it's just that, my opinion. Now, my opinion is either always correct or at least more correct than most other people's opinions. Especially if it's something that I have no involvement in and I'm just going off vibes and just sheer just affinity with the world around me, you know? So we're going to try that out. I want to start with this one because I believe Dr. Chillbrain spent approximately 2 hours working on it. Something like that. I believe this was Vintage Cube Creatures by Dateability. So these are all the creatures in the, at this time, iteration of Vintage Cube. Vintage Cube is not currently on Magic Online, but this is using the Magic Online Vintage Cube. Every single creature is here. We have a couple of different categories. We have marriage material. I'd date them. I'd consider it. Maybe. Apprehensive. Leaning no. Absolutely not. And excluded, disqualified. I'm not going to go too deep on every single one of them. For instance, Thraben Inspector, disqualified. It's a cop. I don't talk to cops. And if you can't talk to someone, how can you get to know them? And therefore, this card's a no-go. Mother of Runes. Mother of Runes. Got to make it a little smaller because there's so many. Marriage material. 1, it's an older woman. 2, she's got little guys running around the house. 3, she likes tea. She hangs out. Ideal. You get what I mean? Very easy to just like pick and choose here. You can push back on some. I want some discussion going on as well. Do I have a Bloomborough clause? What's Bloomborough clause? Not much. What's Bloomborough clause with you? Is that disqualified or not? Absolutely. Because they're a cop? Yes, that's correct. Furries, I assume? I mean, that's fine. I'm gonna base it on whether or not it would be something I would be into. There are cards here that depict, you know, elemental horrors and whatnot. Am I jacking the rabbit? I mean, I'd date them. I'd date that jacked rabbit. I don't know. I don't want to put marriage material. But the jackrabbit very clearly cares about community, cares about their own health, very helpful, draws a card depending on how big they are, that kind of thing. Johnny Nicodle Pariah, I'm gonna say no, mostly because I hate their guts. I'm older, mostly because I hate a Johnny's guts. At least this iteration of a Johnny. Also, he's always bringing his brother around the house. Not into it. Guide of Souls? Yeah, I'd date them. Now, Guide of Souls definitely dips into the same category as Mother of Runes, but also likes to be outside, in tune with nature and the elements around them. Lion Sash? I would say absolutely not. Mostly because this is just a head. And while that is pretty okay, it's also just like, what's going on here? Oh, I guess excluded, disqualified is probably better. Like, absolutely not, because Raven Inspector's a cop. Maybe this is excluded, disqualified, because it's just like not like, what do we do in here? I'm not going to disqualify many of them, but it doesn't feel like it fits, you know? Like, I'm going to put Elite Spellbinder here because this is a real person and that would be kind of weird. You know what I mean? Samwise, I skipped over Giver of Runes. I'd consider it, you know? It's nice that they are caring for others and that they are open to colorless creatures as well. But it's a little worrying that they don't spend time on themselves. You know what I mean? Ocelot Pride is absolutely not, just because I fucking hate this card and I wish it didn't exist. How do I feel about Emilia Clarke? I don't know who that is. Daenerys Targaryen? Oh. Indifferent? Luminarch Aspirant, I'd consider it. Again, helpful to others. Kind of bad. Samwise, that's marriage material. Samwise is, I mean, now are we going off the novels? Are we going off the card? Are we going off the book? Samwise, I mean, garden, wants to eat, family man, protector of sorts. If the motherfucker's stout-hearted, that's what you want to hear. You know? Containment Priest. That's a maybe. You know, there's a certain shallow appreciation of Containment Priest, but at the and like Flash is not nothing. But it's the fact that I don't think you should start out by saying no, and that's like the first thing. First things first, she shows up immediately, unannounced, not when you're expecting it, and says, "Hey, no." And you're like, oh, okay. And she's like, no, it's fine, but I can't do it either. And you're like, huh? That doesn't make me feel better, though. Because not only are you telling me no, but for whatever reason, you're setting this implication or this these parameters on yourself. Maybe that should be apprehensive. Maybe that's apprehensive. Cathar Commando. I'd say maybe. I would say apprehensive. Again, Flash is just a little scary. With Samwise, it's he shows up and you're like, whoa, what are you doing here? And Samwise is like, oh, I just, you know, you mentioned in the conversation that you felt like you weren't getting enough greens in your diet, so I brought over some for you, you know, brings a couple of kale around for you. Oh, yeah, this is a cop. Yeah, absolutely not. Securitron Squadron. The Securitron part is worrying. Stoneforge Mystic. Now, I'd consider Stoneforge. I like that they are good at their work. They're good at their job, rather. They are efficient. They are passionate. They very clearly... It's really interesting because they're... You know, you're like, hey, what are you into? And they're like, oh, I'm into artifacts. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. But that's like someone saying they're into music. It's like, yeah, man, I'm into like what, lands? Like, come on. But no, they're like, I'm actually really into equipment. And you're like, oh shit, really? And you're like, yeah, I tutor it up and I put it into play. Voice of Victory, I'm going to put as a maybe. I feel like they'd be really annoying. I just can't help but feel like they'd be incredibly annoying. And they'd always have friends around. And like, it's like, no, we have to do, like, you can't really do anything on my time. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Like something we can set, but yeah. Adeline, cop. Nash, what up? How you doing? Welcome back for the 77th month. 77 GP Vegas around the corner. Yeah, fuck. It's like tomorrow. It's like in a day or two. Gay cop though? Yeah, but that's how they get you. Yeah, can I add a tier? How do I add a tier? Add a row below. Cop. There we go. Perfect. Enduring Innocence. I'm not going to include that. That's like a baby lamb. Disgusting. Flicker Wisp. I'm leaning no. I'm not going to say absolutely not, but I'm leaning no for sure. Like, it's just, I don't know who they are. I don't know if they know who they are. Lauren, I'll put it, I'd date them. Again, a woman passionate about her work. And I think this would be funny because I think we'd hit it off because she'd be like, I'd be like, so what do you do? And she's like, well, I blow up artifacts. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she goes, why? You sounded hesitant. I'd be like, well, I play a lot of artifacts actually. And she goes, is this going to be a problem? Like, no, it's just like, it's kind of one of those things where like, I thought this would be a problem. Turns out it's not. Sanguine Evangelist, I'll put it with maybe. Again, I'm a big fan of monogamy here. I'm going to level with you. I'm a big fan of monogamy. And it's just, I like bringing around these bats and like so loud. Again, same thing as Voice of Victory. I bet they're going to be just really annoying. And I'm just like kind of chill. Skyclave Apparition. You are a ghost, which is not a no, but like, I'm a little, let me look at Skyclave. Hold on. And we are going by the original art, of course. Yeah, Skyclave just looks a little too dramatic. I mean, I get it. You are just haunting these ruins. What's the category for what cards are available to be tier listed? Creatures from Vintage Cube. Appa, I don't want to talk about whether or not I would want to date and therefore to have sexual relations with a giant bison. Well, maybe if it was a generic giant bison, but it just feels a little odd. Absolutely no feels very harsh. Because it's like Ocelot Pride is no, because one, it's a cat, there's multiple cats, and also it's annoying and I hate this card. Witch Enchanter. There aren't a lot of attractive men on Magic cards, huh? On white Magic cards. I'm not saying, again, I'm not including PVDDR in this conversation, but like all these cards just depict women, huh? Witch Enchanter. See, here's the thing about Witch Enchanter. I'm going to put Witch Enchanter under maybe. Because you should never... It's rude to compare people. But like... It's just... Lauren, I know Lauren will be up front. Sometimes Witch Enchanter is just a land. And that's okay, you need your own time. But like... I just... Also, you know what? I've lived in a house with women that are into this kind of thing, and it's not my jam. It's not my jam. Sarah Paragon. Now this is unfair. This is unfair. I think Sarah Paragon is one of the prettiest Magic cards of all time, and it depicts an angel, and it's just like, yeah. Flies, cast Black Lotus? Damn. Guardian Scale Guard? I'd consider it. Guardian Scale Guard is helpful. Backup. You want a partner to back you up, right? Or to be able to back you up. Guardian Scale Guard, the I'd consider it is that I worry that Guardian Scale Guard maybe spent too much time being helpful in previous relationships, you know? And this is like, that's their whole thing. Like, I just worry that their whole thing is... It's just, I've backed up again. I backed up again. Oh, now I'm bringing something. It's like, oh, okay. Like, I kind of, you know, I'd consider it, though. I'd consider it. Solitude? I'd say yes. I'd consider it. Maybe I'd date them. I don't know. Here's the thing. I would date them, but I don't. Like, I would date them because it's something that would be interesting, right? Just dating somebody who's, like, okay being left alone, who would leave you alone. Does exile something up to something though. Right? Solitude, I think Solitude just, you know, it says that they can jam on their own. And that's kind of interesting. That's appealing. Eagles of the North. Again, I'm going to say leaning no. Maybe I absolutely not. I'll say absolutely not. I kind of don't like that they land cycle for only one generic, and also they're a soldier, which is kind of a cop, but they're enough of not a cop, I guess. Like, I don't want to classify them as cop here, but them being a bird soldier is a little worrying. And there's multiples of them. Overlord of the Mistmoors. Yeah, I think that's a leaning no. Just a little too gangly. The Eagles weren't cops in the books though. Soldiers aren't cops in my books. Yeah, that's why they're not in the cop tier. There's too many bugs. Tamio, Inquisitive Student. How old is Tamio supposed to be in this depiction? That's an interesting thing for me to ask. The thing with Tamio is that, like, I don't want to really perceive her as, like, anything, like, even related to being, like, you know, even like an older Tamio, right? When did she spark? What's history? She's a young student in Kamigawa. No, I think she's too young. Yeah, I'm just going to put her at excluded, disqualified. But even like if there was like the Tamio the Moon Sage here, I mean, it's weird. She's like my daughter, you know? That's not the relationship I have with this card to this character. Fairy Mastermind's a real person. Jace Friend's Prodigy is a child here. Ledger Shredder. Now, I'd consider it. They are a lawyer. But like, maybe it depends on what kind of lawyer they are, right? They're a shady lawyer? I mean, maybe that's worth it then. But do I want to be tied with a... Do I want to be tied to a shady lawyer? Am I going to get got? Am I going to get popped? Lockmare? Yeah, I'd date them. A horse serpent? They're supposed to be a Kelpie, right? I'd fall for a Kelpie. I think I'd probably fall for a Kelpie. I'd fall for a Kelpie. More likely to have to talk to cops? Yeah, maybe Legislator's a maybe then. Malcolm? Phantasmal Image has got to be... I'll skip ahead. Phantasmal Image is an absolutely not. One, it's already a stereotype for gay men to be in a relationship with someone who is exactly like them. And I don't want to perpetuate that stereotype at all. Not to mention, why would I ever want to be with myself? That sounds terrible. Myself that's more fragile than I am right now? Terrible. Dreadful. Snapcaster Mage is a real person. Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel? I'd be apprehensive. That's a wild name. What if I search up Malcolm? Malcolm's last name is Lee? What? Really? Malcolm Lee. They're a pirate. He's rarely seen away from his best friend, Breaches. Yeah, I don't know. To Fool for the 75th month. Welcome back. How you doing? How you been? Thank you so much for the support. Thassa's Oracle. Let me look at them. I'm inclined to say no because I hate them, but they are a fish. I'm going to say absolutely not. Nah, I'm going to lean no. They're kind of in the Ajani kind of sector, you know? I'd say they're in the I'm leaning no. Thieving Skydiver though? Yeah, okay. So I would date them because we both like artifacts. We both like blue mana, fish woman. But also, I don't want her stealing my shit. You know what I mean? The Oracle is blind. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is if they're blind to the atrocities that the people of Gaza are experiencing and have been over the past century. But them being able to see what's in front of them has nothing to do with me. I don't give a shoot about that. Now, Thieving Skydiver, as long as they don't steal from me, and like, you know, if I want to put, I date them, but also, like, if I find out they're like, yo, check this out, I stole from a Walmart, I'd be like, okay, dope. But if they stole from like a local business, like if they're like, check out what I jacked from Yellow Jacket, it's just then that's an absolute no. I'm dropping their ass immediately. Thundertrap Trainer. Okay, now Thundertrap Trainer has offspring, but as somebody that is currently in a relationship with someone who has a child, that's not a big deal to me. So we're all clear. If the card has offspring, I'm dating the trainer. They just happen to have a kid. I'd consider the Thundertrap Trainer. They care about their child. If they cared more, the offspring would be a little cheaper. But they are available, right? They're there. Maybe the offspring is a heavy cost in that they're spending a lot of time with their kid. But when you're with them, it feels like they're there. They're present, you know? I don't know. I'd consider it. Wan Shi Tong Librarian. I think I'd date them. A giant owl. A giant owl spirit. There's another Wan Shi Tong. All knowing, I'd consider. Librarian is interesting because that's a field where you're like, whoa, you got a lot to look up. You're not, wait, I'm not allowed to leave his house? The trainer or Wan Shi Tong? I don't remember what this character's whole deal is in Avatar because I watched it 20 years ago. But all knowing feels like you can't leave the library. I mean, I'm a homebody. I think I'd be okay. Maybe I should go maybe in this. All knowing sounds terrible. Like, why would I want to date someone who's all knowing? The Okiway. I'm going to say absolutely not because I dislike this card. Brazen Borrower, I feel like that is going to be up with Thieving Skydiver. The size difference might be a problem, but, you know, petty theft, yeah, whatever. Emery goes to right to the top there. Right, just right to the top there. Fish Lady cares about artifacts, luring me into the lake. Red hair. A nice Irish girl. Forensic Gadgeteer. I feel like I would. I feel like Gadgeteer is marriage material too. It's so funny. I feel like dating them would be tough, but marriage would be easy. You know what I mean? It's just the idea that I could be like, hey, I have this artifact. And they're like, oh, great. I'll bring one too. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And they help you. You put in, and they will reply in kind. And not only do they say like, hey, I'm going to not just dump this on your lap. I'm going to I'm going to give you like some help for it, right? It's not just like, here's the clues, bye. Is forensic cops? I mean, they're a detective, but like, if they work with a crime lab, maybe, I don't know. This is a complicated question. I'm not going to overthink it. Glen Elendra Guardian. The home of the Fae must be protected. I'm leaning no. That's a little nationalist. I'm good. That's a little like, we need stronger borders. The only pirate in HR. Welcome back for the 25th month. How you doing? How you been? Dropping the sub before Vegas. Looking forward to getting all the cards signed. I need to buy Sharpies tomorrow. I'm going to set an alarm for that. Setting alarm. Oh, I'm on camera. Still setting an alarm. Hull Breacher. I'm going to say no. What the fuck are you doing here, bud? I hate Hull Breacher so much. Spellseeker, marriage material. Spellseeker is interesting because Spellseeker has gone through a lot. You know, being up to 3 points on the points list. Being free. Maybe it should be a point. There's so much conversation to go on with Spellseeker, so much flexibility in, you know, it's just, I feel like this would be a very interesting relationship to be in. You know what I mean? Tashana's Tidebinder. Now, yeah, annoying, but like, I don't know. I'm apprehensive. Maybe I'd consider it. The fish part. The fish part puts it up there. Trickmage. Moving on. Trickmage. Trickmage is marriage material. Huh? Yeah, it's just, I don't know why. I don't have like a fetish for it or anything, but like, there's something about fish women in like depictions of fish women in fantasy. I know what it is. It's the hips and the thighs. It's a great aesthetic. A fish woman tier? You want to make another fish tier that's just all blue? Kittens disqualified, excuse me. Subtlety? I'd date them. Subtlety, well, I'd consider it. I worry that subtlety means that I feel like I would be a little on edge of trying to, like, understand. The nice thing about being in the relationship that I'm in now, where it's my autism versus Angel's autism, is that we get to be as direct as possible and everybody wins. You know, it's not something I struggle with, but it's something that, like, you know, I can read subtlety because I spent my entire life learning how to read it from, like, a fucking, like, Street Fighter flowchart, basically. But do I want to deal with that? I don't know. Maybe. Urza? No. Absolutely not. I don't fuck with genocidal, like, weirdos. Quantum Riddler? I'd consider it. Warp is interesting. Well, yeah, I'd consider it. I'm treating I'd consider it as like a, you know, actually, you know what? Yeah, hold on. Let's put Luminarch Aspirin up here. I'd consider it is interesting because it's the, like, it's not something I would normally go to, but Maybe it's worth it. Quantum Riddler feels like the guy turns everything into a puzzle. Yeah, maybe it would just get exhausting. But like, there's a lot of, yes, the Riz. The Rizzler is impressive. Card draw, being like, oh, I saw you were out of dish soap. So I picked up some dish soap and I picked up some more sponges or whatever. Like, that's fucking nuts. Per card? Shit. Kappa Cannoneer? Absolutely not. Shut the fuck up. What is this? You shouldn't exist, dog. Carrion Feeder? I'm leaning no. Not blocking is a little worrying. Also a zombie. I said no miners, so this is disqualified. Gravecrawler, I'm going to say absolutely not. As somebody that has been stalked by an ex before, I just don't want to deal with that. I'm good. Moonshadow? I worry that Moonshadow... So there's a couple ways to look at Moonshadow. Number one, it can be like thriving on... Well, you know what? Moonshadow's a marriage tier. One, she kind of bad. Number two... She has a lot of shit going on, but thrives with that pressure. I just looked at the bottom half of this card. I'm going to have to make a tier higher than marriage. Nethergoyf. Maybe? The escape is a little worrying. Stitcher's Supplier. Yeah, I'd date them. Stitcher's Supplier. Like, they have a job. They are passionate about their job, presumably. They do it when they enter and when they die. I don't know. I just feel like this would be an interesting, like, you know, Angel, no shade, but like sometimes I'm like, hey, Angel, how's work? And she's like, well, I had to fix somebody that programmed poorly, and then I had to fix somebody that programmed with AI, and everything's falling apart, and, you know, and then proceeds to mention something about programming that's way over my head. And I'm like, thank you for sharing. I'm genuinely invested in that, but what the fuck were you talking about? Like, I'm invested in that she's invested. But like Citrus Supplier, I feel like if I'm like, hey, how's work? And they're just like, well, this is what I got up to. And they felt comfortable enough talking about, you know, some of the morbidity involved in it. Yeah, I could see it. Hi, Mulder. Bitterbloom Bearer? I'd date them. Who doesn't love receiving flowers? Bloodghast. Again, they just keep coming back. Espanto Sangriento. Dothy Voidwalker's a person, so they're disqualified. Deep Cavern Bat. I'm going to say no. I just don't think the hours that we're awake are going to jive. Orcish Bowmasters, absolutely not. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Emperor Bones. I'm going to say no. Feels like they would just dredge up the past a lot. Oh, what? Did I say Voidwalker? Oh, no, I meant Bob. Yeah, I haven't dragged and dropped Voidwalker. I feel like Emperor Bones would dredge up the past a lot. But they can adapt? I don't know, maybe. I feel like they might not take their role seriously as, like, you know, they're an emperor. That's a little bit of a turnoff for sure. I'm leaning no. I'm not like, no fucking way. Because, like, they can adapt. That shows change. But, like, I feel like if they were like, yeah, it's in name only, but, like, I don't talk to that part of the family anymore. Like, if they were invested, they'd be more than a 2-drop, right? Dothy Voidwalker... I'm going to say no because I hate this card. 2-drop? What the fuck is this? Iron Shield Elf. I'm apprehensive. Why is this card in Vintage Cube? I like that they are, I mean, very clearly they work out. You know. They are defensive. They're prideful. Discard outlet. This card's bad. Barrelgoyf, I'm going to say leaning no. Again, it's not quite absolutely not, but like, what are we doing here? Super Shredder. I'd consider it. Maybe? I don't know enough about Shredder. I feel like is Shredder a genocidal maniac? He has Death Touch? I'm indestructible. I mean, he might be, that got a giggle out of Angel. He might be a little like, I don't know. What is Shredder's whole deal? I just don't know enough about it to really make a call. He's a villain? Yeah, but that's kind of hot. I'll put him in maybe. Marionette Apprentice. Are you a child? Yeah, you sure are. Ophiomancer. Hi, Mulder. She's all about her snakes. I'd consider it. I'd consider Ophiomancer. You know? I'm not like a big snake guy. I mean, they're kind of cool. It feels like I don't know. I just feel I feel she's true to herself, but also that self is maybe a little stuck in the past. You know what I'm saying? Sedgemoor Witch, I mean, come on. Sephiroth. Now this is interesting. I don't know enough about Sephiroth. Is he genocidal? There's so many villains here that like I assume they're shit. Yes? All right, absolutely not. Twilight Diviner. Surveil 2. If something else happens, you do. Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, get in here. That's marriage material, baby. Warren Soul Trader. Alder, I feel like you might need something. The living take their souls for granted. The dead know what they're worth. That's kind of cringe. I'd be more apprehensive. Again, a professional. Such a professional. But like, that's the kind of thing you hear. And I'm just, oh, sorry. Yeah. Hey, well, cop has its own category. He was a cop? That's terrible. Grief. I mean, I'd consider grief. Maybe I'd date them. I've dealt with a lot of grief in my life, and maybe it would be nice to, you know, if they were someone that could, was understanding of the process. Yeah. Shieldred the Apocalypse. I'm gonna say maybe. A lot of toxic qualities. Oh yeah, she's genocidal. Is she genocidal? Leaning no. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna level with you. She's got a huge ass. Yeah, I just, A big butt is not a justification for eradicating a people. There's no justification for that. Yak Shack back for the 28th month. Mum. A very merry mum to you too. Thank you so much for all the support. Hope you're doing well. And Oblivion X for the 2nd month. 2 months, huzzah. Also, I am now down to needing just 1,580-ish cards for your massive Pauper Commander project. Down from 5,800. Jesus. That's so many. Well, congratulations. Holy shit. Yawgmoth is disqualified. Harvester of Misery? No. That's... Come on, brother. Overlord of the Bale Merc. Let me think. I gotta feed my cat. 1 second. Hi. You'll never guess what we're doing. Get me food. Hmm. Okay. Overlord. Avatar Horror. Deciding to change it up a little. This Lion Sash is going to be in Leaning No. Enduring Innocence. Appa is, well, Appa's over 100 years old, I guess. But I guess by that metric, Aang would be too. But Appa's full grown. Feels weird to include Appa in this list. Overlord of the Bale Merc. I'll give it a maybe. You know, they got a lot going on. Impending though, I don't know. It's like, look, I'm getting up in years. I don't know how much longer I can wait, babe. Crabomination. I'm gonna put apprehensive. I like that they're curious. I like that they are, you know, the problem with them, I'm going to say Leaning No, actually, because, like, I don't think they would have respect for my artifacts. I don't think they would respect my stuff. And they would do so for what? To like, shit on others? Moonshadow is a hater, but a hater that is like, you know, flips the situation to a positive when it would be negative, like, and respectful of my stuff, I feel. Metamorphosis Fanatic. I'd consider it. No, well, Fanatic is tough. It's their whole thing. I don't know. I read a lot of Kafka when I was younger. I don't... Cleric, Lifelink. I need the flavor text. Yeah, I guess they're a fanatic of the Mets. Metamorphosis. I don't hate this card as much as other people do. Yeah, you know what? Metamorphosis fanatic, they have a hobby. They care about change. They have a hobby. They got lifelink. They help someone. Maybe they're marriage material. They got lifelink. They work out. Yeah, they're probably marriage material, actually. They're a miracle. Oh my god. Troll of Khazad Doom. Absolutely not. Have you seen what you've done? Archon of Cruelty. Absolutely not. Gristlebrand. I'm apprehensive. I'm apprehensive. What? Would you date Gristlebrand? Angel said maybe. Okay. Hook hands. Yeah, the hook hand, I feel like that would be risky. I just feel like Gristlebrand would be... You know what? Angel said maybe. I'm putting Gristlebrand in maybe because maybe's my tier for this person would be annoying. So maybe this Overlord should go to I'd consider it. And then Gristlebrand's here. Okay. Blazing Rootwalla. I'm going to be leaning no. You're just like a little guy. Marauding Mako. I'd be apprehensive. I mean, do sharks sleep? They do sleep, right? Ragavan, I feel like is disqualified because it's like a child. I mean, it is also an animal. But like, I'm pretty sure this is a child, right? It's Kari Zev's monkey and Kari Zev is a child. Voldaren Epicure. Oh yeah, you can get it. That's marriage material right there. This card does everything. 1 mana, 1/1. I'm just reading the card. Listen to this flavored text. If you're not refining your tastes, what's the point of living forever? That's growth. That speaks of a curious mind. I thought Karizev was a child. FOMO? I don't really experience a lot of FOMO. But like, maybe I just don't. I feel like they'd be annoying. Gao? That's a child. Generous Plunderer. I'd date them. It's in the, again, they're generous. I like that. I like the fact that they share the wealth. Hexing Squelcher. I'm leaning no. Like, I just don't. Hexing Squelcher, it's just can't be countered. Ward, everything can be countered. Everything is ward. Maybe okay. I'll consider it. I don't want to be defined in a relationship by being the person that needs to be protected or cared for. Inti, Seneschal of the Sun. Is Inti a cop? Inti, what are you up to? You're like a priest, right? Imperial Officer? Yeah, you're a cop. Nobody's dead? He was an Imperial Officer. Radiating common amusement. He's cousins with Watley. Soldiers are cool, but not their bosses. That's a more complicated discussion. I'll put apprehensive. Avora, Insatiable Air. So Avora is like one of the vampires from Innistrad, right? That's her whole shit. You don't really know anything about her. I think I could put Avora at marriage material. A lot of blood. I like that she grows as a person, is not attached to what she has necessarily. That's kind of nice. Ravenous robots. Again, there's too many of them. Magda? That's marriage material. Cares about artifacts. Cares about the well-being of other dwarves. Have you seen her artwork? Forget about it. Robber of the rich. Yeah. I'd date them. They're the dating Anya's Ravager. I'm leaning no. Attacks each turn if able. Like, buddy, Anya's old news. Why are you defined by your relationship to Anya? You should be defined by your own existence. You got no control. Madness is a big turn off. Bone Crusher Giant. I'd consider it. I'd consider it. How into feet stuff? I'm not into feet stuff. But like, I don't know. He's stomping on this knight. Stomp. Damage can't be prevented. Maybe I should be apprehensive. Because he's not annoying. Yeah, I'd say apprehensive. Broadside Bombardiers. Fuck off. First off, there's multiple of you. Secondly, just an atrocity of a magic card. Absolute atrocity of a magic card. Unbelievable. Now, Death Greeter's Champion. We got marriage material up here. Dash. They're dashing. Shows that if they need to be there immediately, getting the job done, they can. I can rely on them to commit, to be able to do something. Double strike, they get the job done. And they have backup. Whew. Detectives Phoenix. I mean, I'm leaning no. It's just, I don't want to fuck a weird enchantment bird. And a trans icon? Well, they're inspiring to people. Right? That's cool as hell. Gut True Soul Zealot. I'd be apprehensive. She's powerful. Oh, she genocide? All right. Lelia the Blade Reforged? Marriage material. Easy marriage material. Like... Exiling cards. No, actually, you know what? I date them. I'm going to take a second here. Because the thing is, if this is in a world where I have a, I got a shot with all of these characters, right? All these cards. I feel like I would meet Lelia. I'd get too wrapped up in Lelia. And then I'd realize that's what Lelia does. Lelia, you get wrapped up in Lelia. And I start to lose myself. And I don't know if I need that. You know? But and I'm not saying it's going to always be bad, but I date them to, to suss it out. Now, Screaming Nemesis. I'm leaning no. Never again? Never gaining life again? I never get to gain life again? Seasoned Pyromancer? I mean, come on. That's marriage material right there. This card does everything. Not just the fact that, you know, the bare chest is pretty great. Squee Goblin the Bob, that's the wife. He's the wife I've ever... he's the wife. Old reliable. I drop Squee off at the bazaar. I go home. Boom. I got everything I needed from Baghdad. Tursa. I'd consider it. The thing about Tursa is that I feel like Tursa would be... and I don't know about their character, but Tursa would be very, like... There would be points that I would consider like, oh, maybe that's cool. But like, then I'm like, no, how often does this actually happen? You know, is this like, why is that a positive when this shouldn't be happening as frequently, you know? Also, it's just, I don't know enough about them. I don't know if it just feels like it'd be too much, you know? Buff woman? Yeah, but this isn't the muscle dommy mommy stream where we say things that are frankly shouldn't be. Would you say that in front of your mother? You know? I'm starting to, maybe I'm going to lose some support on this end, but I'm starting to think that maybe we shouldn't talk about women like that. Anger, that's a literal baby. Disqualified. Headliner Scarlet. Now we're talking. A professional. A bit fucked up. A bit fucked up. But I think... You know what? Marriage material. The only problem about Headliner Scarlet is that you'd probably have a shorter life than you'd want. But it's going to be a life lived to the fullest. Pyrogoyf. I'm a little apprehensive. Who are these other goyfs? Why? What do you mean other goyfs? Fury? Absolutely not. I'm too laid back. I don't like the fight. I don't like the fight. I don't argue. I like to talk. Glorybringer? Yeah, that's marriage material right there. That's old reliable. I bring the glory, haste, flying, doesn't always have to exert, but when Glorybringer works hard, they work hard. Kills Minskimbu, kills your opponent, fucking A. Oliphant? Get in here with the other land cyclers. Where'd all the land cyclers go? Atali, Primal Conqueror. Conqueror? No. Sorry, bub. Greater Gargadon. I'd consider it. I'd consider it. A little slow. I don't like that they only show up when I make sacrifices. But like, yeah, actually, I'm apprehensive. No, I'm leaning no. I'm leaning no. I don't like that they only show up when I make sacrifices. And like, when I need them, they don't even show up. Just like, yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Reflection of the Mirror Breaker. I feel like this is just not the... No, I'm not... Not real. No. On the flip side. Avacyn's Pilgrim. Into green. I don't know. I'm going to say I'm apprehensive. I'm apprehensive. I don't know. Yeah, they're very religious. I tend to have it depends on what kind of religious we're talking about here. You know what I mean? Basking root wall. Yeah, it's the leaning no. Birds of Paradise. Yeah, that's marriage material. 1 mana, flying, any color. You fucking kidding me? Delighted Halfling. That's a child. Elvish Mystic. I mean, I'm marrying these mana dorks. Haywire Might. I'm apprehensive. Why are you exiling it? I'll say it. Why are you exiling it? Huh? What's going on? Why are you exiling it? Hex Drinker. That's marriage material. When you say I want to grow old with you, what you mean is I want to pay 1 generic mana at sorcery speed to put a level up counter on you. Ignoble Hierarch. Llanowar Elves. You know what? I'm going to put them down here. I put this here. I don't like the whole, ooh, I'm breaking all your bones shit. Noble Hierarch. Can get up here. I date them. Sylvan Safekeeper, you're a real person. Badger Mole Cub. Cub excludes. Bristly Bill. Yeah. Doubles the counters of others. Can target anything. Plant-based. Great. Canker Bloom. I'm good, man. I'm good. Hygiene's pretty important. Yeah, hygiene's pretty important for me. Fanatic of Ronus. I feel like there was another card with Fanatic in its name that I didn't put. I mean, maybe Fanatic of Ronus is just kind of in the Avacyn's Pilgrim tier. Oh, Metamorphosis Fanatic is up top. Yeah, that's okay. Keen-Eyed Curator. Yeah, I'd consider it. I'd consider it. They get real big. Michelangelo, I believe this is a teenager. Mutagen Man, Living Ooze. I'm leaning no. Satyr Wayfinder. I'd consider it. I'd consider it. I'd date them. I'd date them. Yeah, they seem chill. Cub? No, child. Springheart Nantuko. I'm apprehensive. Well, I'm apprehensive. Bestow? I don't trust Bestow. I don't trust Bestow. You know? Yeah, the thing, like, Satyr Wayfinder does sometimes throw stuff out that you wanted, but, like, that's what dating's about. Dating's about figuring out whether or not you'd want to be with them, you know? Whether, you know, it's about exploring what you value in a partner, how you change with this partner, and, you know, maybe sometimes you're like, wait, I needed to throw that out. Or, like, it's not gone, it's just in the graveyard. There's some exploration that can be done there. Sylvan Caryatid. That's marriage material, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Town Greeter. Up there with Satyr Wayfinder. Endurance. That's marriage material. Endurance is marriage material. It's there in the name. For multiple reasons. Now, do I feel like I just implied that I like the fact that Endurance can fuck for forever? Maybe. Eternal Witness. That's marriage material here. The thing about Eternal Witness is that I've ran into one of them in my past and it's been complicated, and they were, not, look, they didn't support something that was shitty themselves, but they were associated with someone that did support something really shitty, and they didn't back down. They didn't do anything. They didn't speak up. They did nothing. But it's not this person. I shouldn't put the issues of somebody else on another person. Adult Harry Potter fan? All right, I'm moving this down here. I'd consider it. Because maybe they don't know. Maybe they're offline. And they can change. Formidable Speaker? That's a person. Sandstorm Salvager? That's literal actual wife. That's a literal actual wife. You know what I should do? Sarah Paragon, get up here. That's literal actual wife. One for each color. I love Sandstorm Salvager so much. I believe in it so much in Vintage Cube. It's so good. I love the artwork. One of my favorite pieces of artwork in the game. Every time I think about this card, I've like changed how I talk about its artwork. Like I've gone from being like, I think this artwork's incredible, to I think this is one of my top 50 arts, to I think this is one of my top 10. I think this might be top 5 art in the game for me. Moira didn't want friends, but she didn't mind having someone to watch her back. That's me, baby. That's me. But not me. You know what I mean? It's what I respect. It's something I respect. Aw, sheep. For the 85th month, welcome back. How you doing? How you been? Thank you for all the support. Sentinel of the Nameless City? Yeah, I'd date them. Now, this is a fish. It is a fish. But, like, they've got a job here. They got a passion. Sentinel mean cop? No. If we made a fish tier, it might go a little too dummy. 6? I don't think 6... I'm apprehensive. I don't think 6 is over Ren. I don't think 6 is over Ren. Really codependent, yeah. A little too hung up. Tireless Tracker? I mean, that's marriage material, baby. Like, Tireless Tracker leaving clues? Wait, they're a cop? No, they're a scout. They're in the detective tier. Right? They're a Cathar? Fuck. This sucks. Ursine. What? No, because the Thraben Inspector's a soldier. Tireless Tracker's a scout. But I guess soldier is where I cut off. Soldier and knight. Scout? I mean, they work with the cops. Ursine Monstrosity? I'm leaning no. It's nice to have the choice of whether or not to attack. You know? Baloth Prime? I'm also leaning no. I just don't know if it would work. Again, it's kind of the Greater Gargadon issue. Ice Till Explorer. Yeah, I'd date them. I'd date them. They keep a lot of junk around, but I feel like they then use it, you know, where you'd like come home and you were like, what is this? And the kitchen's a mess. And they're like, I'm just doing a project. It'll be gone by tomorrow. And you're like, okay. And it is gone by tomorrow. And you're like, oh, okay, good. But it just keeps happening. Aeroboroid. Yeah, that's marriage material. That's marriage material. When they win, they use it to help others. That's beautiful. Questing Beast? I feel like this is marriage material. No, there's 3 heads. I feel like they'd be too annoying. Not because somebody's going to be like, you'd have to remember all the text. Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can have it deal that much damage to a planeswalker they control. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage dealt by creatures you control cannot be prevented. Easy. But they got... it's just so... they'd be so fucking annoying. Sowing Micah Spawn? Absolutely. I'm gonna... well... okay. Leaning no. Because they... again, it's kind of like, well... they're fungus. I need it to be clean. I value cleanliness to an extent. More than tidiness for sure. But they do find me Tolarian Academy. The Vengabus? I'd date them and it would probably be a fucking disaster. I would date the Vengabus and it would be an absolute disaster. But that'd be kind of fun. Titania? Uh-oh. Wife alert. Marriage material. Incredible. Incredible. Generous Ent. So all the other land cyclers have been in absolutely not. Generous Ent. I'd consider it. This being in green just feels right. Brings food. It's an Ent. Yeah. Vaultborn Tyrant. I'm going to say no. Tyrant? Absolutely not. Woodfall Primus. I'm leaning no. They're persistent. I feel like the relationship wouldn't be about us, you know? World Spine Worm. I'd be apprehensive. That's a 15/15. Beyond a certain size, it hurts. The Walk-in Ballista. I'd consider it. I just feel like I wouldn't get a lot back from them. And it's just way too easy. Oh, Cop. Yeah, you're right. It's like a machine of the... yeah, get out of here. Roadkill Rodney. That's a child. Phyrexian Metamorph. It's in the Phantasmal Image category, wherever that is. This one? Absolutely not. The Battle Ball. There's just too many of them. What the fuck am I supposed to do with all of you? No. Blightsteel Colossus. I'd consider it. Joining a Polycool? Yeah, not my speed. Not my speed. Blightsteel... I gotta admit, I'm a little impressed. My relationship with Blightsteel Colossus is like the line in Goodfellas where what's her name? Karen admits that the gun kind of turned her on. Yeah, that's me with Blightsteel. Blightsteel is anti-vax. Do not put that evil upon him. Emrakul. I can handle all that. I can handle all that. I love Emrakul. I've started to realize more and more that I just kind of love Emrakul as a card. MacD and Itla. Oh, fuck. If this was Spider-Woman, this would be an easy yes. I love MacD and Itla. That's marriage. I'll put it as marriage material. Because this feels more like... this is just a spider. It's just her pet, right? Or teammate. Aang, that's a child. Baleful Strix. I'd consider it. I don't know if... what would we talk about? What would he... I mean, it's like artifact, huh? Okay. I bet we could have, you know, something that's beautiful. Psychic Frog. Absolutely not. Get the fuck out of here. Master of Death. I'd be apprehensive. It's just I have Squee in my life. Cavero Mind Bitten. You know, I'm going to put... I've done this before. So I'm going to put I'd date them. I've definitely dated someone that's like, wait a minute. You're just my ex, but a little bit different. And maybe that difference is worth it. Fallen Shinobi? No. I don't like you hiding around things. I don't like you taking other people's shit like that and using it for yourself. I can't trust you. The same with Deceit. Blood Tithe Harvester? Yeah, I'd consider it. Got a job. Handy dandy. Carnage Interpreter. Now they're same with Blood Tithe Harvester. Kind of just a working professional. Mayhem Devil. No. I feel like I would just laugh at everything they tried to bring up. And I like, or not laugh because I wouldn't be cruel about it, but like all of their fetishes are on the top 5 fetishes. Top 5 funniest fetishes. Deserex? No, I don't even know who you are. The Jack in it? Lumberjack? Yeah, I'd consider it. I'll put it at maybe. I think they'd be annoying. I love Lumberjack, but I think they'd be annoying. Territorial Kavu? No, dog. I'm flirty by nature. You can't get intimidated by that. Bloodbraid Challenger. Now that is marriage material. I love a partner that can challenge me. Resilient. Immediate. Incredible. Vibrance. That's a dog. This is just a dog. I'm gonna lean no. Figure of Fable. I believe you are a child. Maybe? I don't know. I think you're a child. Arwen. I mean, come on. You know where this is going to go. Marriage material. It's quite literally a mortal queen. Her marriage is a whole thing. And it's green-white. I love Selesnya. Bright Glass Gear Hulk. She's just a short woman? Yeah. So are they fully grown? Like, I always got the vibe of this and Figure of Destiny where like they're a young teenager that is chosen, right? And it's like their journey through that. I'm going to play it safe and put them there. And matter of fact, go to put Figure there too. Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Marriage material. What do you mean you find everything? What do you mean you find everything? Torsten? Bit too much of a nationalist. I don't even know who you are, but I apprehensive because I don't know who you are. Tide Hollow Skeller? No. Luris. Marriage material. Potentially literal actual wife, actually. Luris is literal actual wife. It's gotta be. It's, I mean, works with what I like to do. Is broken, but that's okay. We're all a little broken. Good mom. Koya? That feels like you're likely a teenager. Turncoat Kunoichi. Now, I'd consider it. I quite literally did. I looked at this card on Friday Night Paper Fight. And I'm like, okay, I kind of get where furries are coming from. Not all the time, but sometimes I can understand. See, I can go across the aisle and talk to you. Figure out what makes you tick. Man versus Manatee for the 25th month. How you doing? How you been? Vegas Prep and Tear Slop. Good evening. I need to do some of that first thing that you just mentioned. Agreed? Hello, good evening. Thank you so much. the support. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you in Vegas. Third Path Iconoclast. I mean, I kind of like what they're up to. I'd date them. Lutri? I think I'd say absolute. I'd say leaning no. I'd lean no. Vivi, I believe you're a child. Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, that's marriage material. This card does everything. But it does eat away at you slowly. But, you know, yeah, go down to I'd date them. White of the Reliquary? Vivi had children? I thought Vivi was like 6. Not just because it's the sick. VV is 6'6". I date White of the Reliquary. I like what they do. They grow as a person. They have interests and hobbies. Witherbloom Apprentice. I mean, that's marriage material. Alpha Deathclaw. I'm apprehensive. Why are you in the cube? The Gak. Yeah, I date Hogak. I'd date Hogak. Lot of baggage. Maybe it's more I'd consider it. I'd consider Hogak. Lot of baggage there. Kirill, I believe you're a child. Flage? No. Fuck off, dog. Why do you exist? Zerda? I'd date them. I'd date Zerda. I feel like Zerda's got a lot going on. You know what? This category's not doing anything. Avatar Roku. I'd consider it. But you gotta tell me... You gotta tell me if Avatar Roku is some kind of like... Is he a good avatar or a bad avatar? Othari? Othari is I'd date them. Good? Okay. Nadu, absolutely not. Get the fuck out of here. Uro? I'd say maybe. I imagine Uro would be real annoying. Wistfulness. Yeah, I'd date them. Wistfulness, yeah, they're kind of cute. Loot, you're a child. Omnath, maybe. Omnath would just be so fucking annoying. And a hassle. A hassle to get them to be with you, and then just really annoying. And then Atroxa... I'd date them. I feel like Atroxa would be bad for me, but like it would be kind of nice. Okay. That's our list. How do I... Is there a way to like save this? Save or download? Are you gonna... Download. Great. I'll post this in Discord. I'll post this in the Discord because I imagine people want to be able to reference this. And because I know Chillbrain worked quite a bit on it. Okay. One tier list down, and it only took us an hour and 40 minutes. Share to Facebook. I like my list. I feel like I was true with my statements and firm. Let's move on. Mana Dork tier list. I feel like I just did that. I'll get back to that. Where there was one that I wanted to do because I thought this would be fun. Is this it? Yeah, okay. Here we go. This is modern banned list ranking. So we have never unban under any circumstance. Probably should stay banned. Can see getting unbanned if a certain card or cards are banned. Can see getting unbanned with power creep increasing. And should be unbanned. Now, I think modern is terrible. And always has been. So I'm the perfect person to do this. I played a lot of Modern back in the day, and I think I'm okay. I'm just good. It's not what I like about Magic the Gathering. I think it's a great format for content creation, but you know, not about it. But some of these are pretty easy. For instance, Chrome Mox. Never unban Chrome Mox. Rite of Flame. Never unban Rite of Flame. Dark Depths? Should probably stay banned. I feel like Dark Depths is pretty nasty. But like, it's not a, oh my god, this can never be dealt with sort of thing. I mean, maybe, but like, in what world is Chrome Mox ever going to make for a better format? Hogak, I'm going to put on the probably should stay banned section as well. I like Hogak. Hogak should probably stay banned, but you know, it's one of the cards where there are a bunch of different things that could be shifted around to make this card unbanned in some capacity. Don't get me wrong, Hogak is pretty messed up. I understand. I watched it unfold. Preordain. I think Preordain should probably be unbanned. This card's pretty good. But it's not like, it's not Ponder. Don't get me wrong. I'm putting Ponder over here. I can see it getting unbanned if a certain card and or cards are getting banned. But I just don't think... Wait, Preordain is unbanned, right? Preordain's already unbanned. Alright, well, I'm glad that my read was there. Already unbanned. Oh, well then I have a perfect other tier. Ban this again. Ban that again. You want to see something fucked up? I can't wait to get there. This birthing pod is still banned, right? This card should be unbanned. Oh yeah, Green Sun is probably on here. That's so funny that Green Sun was on the ban list. Dig Through Time should probably just stay banned. Oko should probably just stay banned. These cards are not okay. Treasure Cruise should probably just stay banned. Now check this out. Vault of Whispers, Ancient Den. Great Furnace, See the Cyanide Tree of Tales. Unban these cards, please. Immediately. Gataxian Probe, under no circumstance. Yeah, I think that if you if you just, obviously these cards are going to stay banned. KCI and Opal. But like, I feel like you could probably make a more interesting modern format without Mox Opal and with the Artifact Lands unbanned. Sensei's Top. This card should probably stay banned. Seething Song. This card should probably stay banned. Is there a world where Rite of Flame is in the... No, Rite of Flame is just insane. Blazing Shoal should probably stay banned. Glimpse of Nature should probably stay banned. Getting unbanned if a card or certain cards are banned. Getting... No, can see getting unbanned if certain card or cards are banned. I don't know. What would it take for Ponder to get? I think this is should probably be banned. Golgari Grave Troll. I mean, I legitimately think that there's a world where GGT could get unbanned with power creep. I could see this getting unbanned because they keep making better and better and more flexible graveyard hate. I could see this card getting unbanned. Don't get me wrong. I know how good this card is. Fluting is already unbanned. Mike Synth Lattice. Do not unban this. I should probably stay banned. I mean, I technically Lattice should be and could see unbanned if certain cards are banned. Like, yeah, if that certain card is Karn the Great Creator. Skull Clamp is a no. Once Upon a Time should probably be unbanned. Or should probably stay banned, excuse me. Deathrite Shaman? Yeah, you should unban Deathrite Shaman. This card's cool. Say about for the 79th month, Meowdy Slopheads. What up? How you slopping? How you doing? All right, here, I think Second Sunrise should be unbanned. I get banning top. I get banning KCI. They're slow. They're good. Well, they're not slow. It's just, you know. This one. Unbiased opinion? No, it's a very biased opinion. I feel like you can execute this card in a timely order or a timely fashion. Especially now because you can set up loops that are what's the word? Deterministic. Summer Bloom? Yeah, right. Actually, I could see Summer Bloom being unbanned if Amulet of Vigor was banned. Cloud Post? Probably stay banned. Mental Misstep? Fuck no. Astrolabe? Fuck no. Splinter Twin was already unbanned. Eye of Ugin? Fuck no. Bridge from Below? Should probably stay banned. Dread Return? Should probably stay banned. Dread Return's on the modern ban list? I mean, I guess it makes sense, but for some reason it never clicked. Hypergenesis? I could see it getting unbanned if they just got rid of 3-mana Cascade cards, but probably not. Killslayer, welcome to the stream. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel. Glad to have you. Good to see you. Jite? I could see them unbanning Jite with power creep increasing. And then you should probably unban Punishing Fire. Or maybe it should be these. They shot a bunch of cards around Gak before gacking him. Right, that's true. This is the most based modern tier list I've ever seen. I mean, I feel like more cards should maybe be up here. Cruise. Maybe just that. Yeah. All right. Great. On to this. What the fuck? Okay. This is technically not Magic the Gathering, but here we are. This is every Mega Evolution introduced in Pokemon Legends ZA. We are doing this because earlier today we had a Pokemon Champion stream on his this year card, in which I was introduced to some new Mega Evolutions. Because I've never played this game. I have no ideas that half of these exist. And frankly, this is a lot to take in all at once. Is this Mega Raichu X? And Mega Raichu Y? Okay, so I guess for some context, I like goofy megas. I think I like a combination of cool megas and goofy megas. So like some of them will be pretty cool. Like, I'll be, Mega Frostlass, get it up in S tier. I also don't care if they're good or not. I just care what they look like. What the fuck are some of these? Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh, Mega Halucha. Okay, I've seen that guy. That guy looks great. Mega Raichu X. I'll put it in B tier. I'll put both these in B tier. Maybe C tier. I feel like they just... I want more, you know? If you showed me the Mega Raichu Y and said that it was a new regional variant, I'd believe you. It doesn't scream Mega Evolution. The X is a little more heavy-handed and like being like, hey, I'm X, but like for X and Y. Just not enthused by it. Mega Clefable. I'm a Clefable enjoyer. This also just doesn't look like a Mega. I'm gonna put that in D tier. It just, some of these three look like regional variants more than Mega Evolutions. You know, I just want a little bit more. Mega Victory Bell. I mean, this has got to be an A tier. Look at how goofy this thing is. It's just constantly puking up poison and it like has to strangle itself. That's an A tier. Starmie. Is it weird that I wish they went... I'm going to put Starmie in C tier. I liked the bit. I wanted them to go harder with this. Like, I wish it had like kind of muscly arms. You know what I mean? I've seen it run around. I like Mega Dragonite. I think it looks cute. I think it looks cute and annoying. Give it a briefcase. That's what I mean, Sibwow. Like, really commit. Meganium. I like Meganium. I'll give it a B. I like Meganium a lot. I liked old Meganium too. I thought Meganium was always very cute and pretty. Oh, I gotta look up this Mega Feraligatr because I feel like this Mega Feraligatr is just it's a worse version of Mega Excadrill, right? The hood comes down as a big head. Where does it get the lower half of its jaw when the hood comes down? Oh, the arms? That's a D tier for me. This is just Skarmory but gold. This is a D tier too. Mega Chimecho? That's a B tier. That looks cool. That's pretty as hell. What? Is this Mega Absol? They already had... Mega Absol was like... Frankly, Mega Absol just looked like an evolved form of Absol. I'm going to put this in D tier. It's kind of boring. Staraptor? What does Mega Absol do? Because for some of these, I'll look them up too. Hold on. I have every other one. I guess Mega Skarmory is the first one that I didn't know about. Mega Skarmory. Big feet. What the hell? $140 attack? Oh, it becomes a fast offensive threat, but not really? What ability does it get? Stalwart. Ignores the effects of opposing opponent's abilities and moves that draw in moves. Oh, like Rage Powder and stuff? Okay. Huh. This Mega Staraptor, I will say it does look like a Mega of Staraptor. What? Okay. No cap. Isn't this just Staraptor? Like, no, like I looked at this and I just thought those are Staraptor stats. It looks like Staraptor. Like, doesn't Staraptor have 125 base attack already? Has 120 base attack. Goes up to 140. Oh, it gets fighting type? Flying fighting? Yeah, I'll put that at B tier. The fuck is this Garchomp? Mega Garchomp? Zed? Mega Garchomp Zed. What is... Not in champs yet? What does it do? Why does it... It just looks like normal Mega Garchomp. What the fuck? This just looks... Except the spikes are no longer on its body, they're on its hands. This sucks, dog. D tier. I do find it funny that Garchomp can fly. Does Mega Garchomp Z have flying? Does it become a dragon flying type or something? 141. Weird. Another Lucario? What is this? Wait, okay, one mon at a time. Lucario. Is this a new Mega Lucario? What? Why did you need another Mega Luke? What's wrong with the original Mega Luke? What's wrong with the Mega Luke we got you? They made Hatsune Miku into... Wait, why is this Hatsune Miku? Wasn't Mega Luke already a special attacker? I mean, you could go physical. I thought it just had a spread that let it... Yeah, like normal Lucario is a special attacker anyway. Or a physical... No, normal Luke is a physical attacker. Look at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Just, I don't know. Not to be a cliche, it just kind of looks like a Digimon. I mean, I'll put it in C tier. Seems wildly unnecessary. Mega Heatran. Long teal hair. You're just fat guy posting, but for Miku. Mega Heatran. Oh, it's like melted into the ground? Oh, S tier. That's cool as hell. It's just like melted. It's become like this maw. Hey, maw. That's cool. Please tell me it has like 5 speed. Oh, it's 67 speed. Jesus. 175 attack? Whew. Darkrai. This is a Darkrai? No, it's not. Why does it look so stupid? What? Why does Darkrai need a Mega? D tier. Mega Embor? Well, that's an A tier. Look at how stanced up he is. That looks cool. Mega Excadrill. See, this feels like, what if Mega for Alligator shtick was cool? I'll put it at B. I do like that some of the megas have this whole shtick of like, it became so big that, or like when it mega evolves, this thing happens to it that deforms it. And you're like, wow, that fucking sucks. Like, it's like they're going all out just this once. Scolipede. I like Scolipede. This looks very weird. So wearing a jacket? Oh, it's just like armored? I'll give that a C tier. Hello. Oh, thank you. What do we got? Ooh. Thank you, Angel. What? Terenge, apologies, I missed you. I got lost in the sauce, babe. Maybe? I think I did. Thank you for supporting the channel. Glad to have you. Good to see you. Angel made me dinner. It's very lovely. It has turkey sausage, egg, broccoli, and zucchini. Scrafty? Is it just wearing a hoodie? What? It's a shedding skin hoodie. That's kind of cool. God tell you though, just looks like a regional variant. I'll give it C tier. Just kind of looks like a regional variant. Because normal Scrafty uses shedded skin for the hood, right? Electros. What the fuck is this Mega Electros? No, it just has a crown. Please refer to the anime. Thank you. I think you'll find that in the anime, regular Scrafty has a shedded skin for a hood. I mean, I guess it's not a hoodie, but you know. This Electros looks wild. What type is it? Is it just electric still? That looks cool. Chandelure as well. Mega Chandelure is just like, what if we added more candles? I'm like, okay. I mean, it's not a ton extra candles. Yeah, what the fuck is this Mega Go Lurk? Get up in S tier. This is cool as shit. I love Golurk. Golurk is such a cool Pokemon. Now he's steezed out. Gets Unseen Fists? That's Urshifu's ability, right? Holy. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. That looks great. Tiger Moth Mott. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Good to see you. How you doing? How you been? Thank you so much for the support. What up? What up? Chestnut? I feel like this mega chestnut art isn't doing it any good. Or it's not doing it justice. Like a chestnut. It's got 2 giant shields for pauldrons. Yeah, I'll throw you an A tier there, bud. Detaches one of its shoulder guards to make an axe. I'm glad I put it in A tier. I love axes. Oh, this Delphox art is cute. Mega Delphox? Riding on the broom? That's cool. That's really cool. I'll put that in A tier. What the hell is this Greninja? Mega Greninja. This sucks, man. D tier. This sucks, man. What? What happened to Pyroar? There's a Pyroar Mega? Who asked for a Pyroar Mega? The original Pyroar had the kanji for fire? Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, what happens if you Mega Evolve a female Pyroar? Looks the same? D tier. Why default to the male? Because this very clearly harkens to the male build. Is this the Floette? I'll give Floette C tier. I like it's got the Tinkaton steez to it, you know? Meowstick. They made a Mega Evolution for Meowstick? Oh, it's like a fusion. Oh, that's okay. That's cute. B tier. Okay, I've seen the Malamar. Malamar. I'll put Malamar at B because it has kind of like an old-timey villain kind of vibe to it. That's pretty cool. Is that Barbarical? Barbarical? Barbarical. Does it become like a special attacker or something? What the fuck? Again, some of these don't feel like they need to be mega evolutions. You know what I mean? I mean, there is a lot of oomph behind a mega evolution. It's cool. It feels cool. It sounds cool. But like, some of these deliver a lot more than others, you know? I'll put Barbarical at C. I don't even know what that is. Or this. This is Crabominable. Why do you... Dude, leg day. Mega Crabominable? I'll put that at B. That's Dragalge? Dragalge. I don't, please don't. I pronounce this a different, yeah, see, this Dragalge kind of just looks like a normal, like, we had room for Dragalge evolution, right? Like, this Dragalge Mega just kind of reminds me of our Caledon. It's not bad though. I'll put it at C. C is my like, huh? D is the, what are we doing here? This is Zygarde. Zygarde Mega. Why'd they give, why do we need a Mega for Zygarde? I mean, I guess it's Mega Z. Is that a gun? Or is this not a big hammer? Oh, it has legs still. This looks stupid as hell. D tier. What did they do? Glycopod? They made him like a sentry? That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, Glycopod looks pretty dope. I'll give that an A tier. Why are there two Magearnas here? This is a Drampa? Whoa, Drampa. Don't know how I feel about this Mega Drampa. I think I'll put it in B. This Magearna, I don't know. I hate this mon. This mon's fucked up. What is this? Is it a Zeraora? The fucking industry plant? Get in there. I still don't know how you actually get this Pokemon. I forget what pack it's in, but you can open it. It's pretty good in the Manectric, in some of the Manectric EX decks. Mega Phalanx is yeah, I'll put it up in A. That's so funny. Mega Scovillain, I'll put it in B. I saw it today during the stream. This is pretty cool. Oh, is Mega Zeraora Electric Dark? God, how funny would that be? This is just somebody's My Hero Academia original character. Is that Glamora? That's kind of cool. I like Glamora. That's cool. I'll put Glamora up here. I'll put Tatsugiri at B. I kind of wish they did a little bit more for it. But I like it when they do this. That's kind of cool. All right. I love Baxcalibur. Fucked up Pokemon in singles. I like Baxcalibur. It feels like Baxcalibur feels like a Pokemon from like Gen 3, Gen 2. And the fact that it just gets an even bigger sword, that's funny. That's funny as hell. All right, there's some wild Pokemon on here. What the hell? I feel like this is a pretty good tier list. I don't know. Anybody have any egregious or anybody have any takes here that they think are egregious? Any of these you feel really harshly about? Very, very, very confident about any of these? I will say, because one of the things I've said is that, like, I don't like it when they have a mod where it's like, this looks like it could be a regional variant or this could be a normal evolution. I could understand saying that in regards to like Hawlucha, but there's something about like a single, like making a single stage Pokemon, like from Gen 6 and beyond feels very like, yeah, it's a single stager. If we wanted it to have an evolution, it would have an evolution. And so coming around, instead of giving it an evolution and being like, ooh, check this out, they make it look fucking majestic. That's great. Like, this still just looks like Hawlucha, but not like bigger, different Hawlucha. No, I looked at Feraligatr with its hood forward and it looked bad. It's just Mega Excadrill's bit, but worse. I like Scovillain, but I think Scovillain could just be an evolution, that kind of thing. Scrafty felt very regional variant, but I like the design. Like, the ones in D tier are like, this looks like it could be a regional variant or a, or like just somebody else does this bit better, or just I don't care. What's the beef with Greninja? What is this doing to make me think, hey, that's cool? It's like fucking upside down. All right, I'll move Darkrai up if that's what Darkrai looks like. This is just Greninja. If you showed me this picture of Greninja, I would go, whoa, that Greninja's upside down. Not, whoa, that's Mega Greninja. You know what I mean? This Skarmory doesn't even look like a Mega Evolution or a regional variant. This just looks like something that would come up from like that Ken Sugimori did a sketch of and it got published in a magazine, and now the Nintendo company's like, let's pretend like this doesn't exist. Let's pretend like this doesn't exist. You don't need to worry about that. Yeah, we just finished the mega tier list here. It's just the shiny color. Is that just what normal Skarm looks like? I thought shiny Skarm was more like greenish. I'm not really a shiny guy. Yeah, it's greenish. It's Gen 2. Of course it's green. All right. What is this? Mechanics. MTG game mechanics tier list. Tier list of game mechanics and motifs. Order them based off of how much worse of a game Magic would be with these added or removed. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. All right. I'm going to approach this of like how essential are these to Magic the Gathering? Like, if they weren't here, would Magic the Gathering be a worse game? And if so, how much worse? You know? Enchantmer. Card frame is vital, yeah. Upkeep. All right, let's start with the upkeep. How is integral the upkeep to the game? I'd say fairly integral. I think upkeep is great. Just put it in B. They've started to use pre-combat main phase as like this is when this thing triggers as well, instead of upkeep, because people always futz the upkeep anyways. They've kind of accepted that. Thank you, Angel, for the carb calorie count and the dinner. It was delicious. Yes, please. Huh? Another serving, please. Wow, what an... Oh, wait, never mind. She hates that. Tap, untap. I mean, I love tapping and untapping. Like, it's cool. It's literally a core component that has bled into basically every other game. Even in games like Pokemon, status moves effectively just act as tap or untap a lot of time. So I like tap, untap quite a bit. Combat order. Though they changed how this works. I think that combat order is, I'm going to put unimportant because I think there are a bunch of different ways that you can do it, and it's fine. It's fine. Lands-based mana system. Oh, y'all are going to get, maybe not. Maybe you won't get mad. Yeah, that's an S tier. Every like 3 months, somebody makes a post on social media misunderstanding the importance of mana bases, the importance of land, the importance of... I do not. Thank you. Yeah, they constantly misunderstand. They're like, how come if lands are so important, every new game doesn't use them? And it's like, well, because they would either just be ripping off Magic entirely, or they would just do a shittier version of lands. Thank you so much. It's so great. Like, I'm in this camp. And also, like, thinking about mana screw, I'm in this camp. But people that complain that mana screw, or like them losing games, or that some people only win games or some number of games or non-games because of mana screw, you are not the person that would benefit from the removal of mana screw. You know what I mean? Like, you, trust me, if you are someone complaining about that, you are someone that benefits from it more than not. And the second you don't get to benefit from it, you are not winning games of Magic the Gathering. Magic is so great because you just get to gamble constantly. Like, every game of Magic the Gathering is just, it's just gambling over and over again and trying to stack the odds in your favor and then crashing out if it doesn't work out. And it's fucking incredible. Color Pie, S tier. We wouldn't have the game without the Color Pie. They've changed the Color Pie a lot. They can bleed the Color Pie. They can bend the Color Pie. Again, think of every card game that exists. Yeah, the TLDR is anybody that says Magic should be more like chess, they'd get their ass kicked in chess. And no, they would just lose more in Magic if they became more like chess. The Color Pie is incredible. Instant speed interaction. I think that's an A. It's important. For sure. I'm putting it at A. Because there's a way to have this set up in the game that isn't the current instance or activated ability system, right? There's a way to have the interaction in the game at instant speed be more focused on triggered abilities or replacement effects. But it's so necessary. It's the thing. Card frame. I'm going to put card frame at S. I saw a post online recently, and usually when I see this kind of post, I'm like, this person's just talking out their ass. They're talking about nostalgia. They're just trying to pick an issue and stick with it, right? But this post caught my eye because Yeah, I think they're right. And I don't usually say this. I'm saying somebody on Twitter was right. This is the card they used as an example, too. Check out Spell Pierce from Zendikar. Good looking card, right? Great looking card. Look at how the artwork kind of blends with, it doesn't blend with the border, but there's enough hints of the blues and the whites, and it feels like a perfect encapsulation all over. Almost like it's a representation of the spell, the very spell that you're going to cast, right? Now look at this. It's not bad, but it lacks, it just feels like it just stops. Like we're just done here. Why are we removing more of the magic? You know? Is this just a nostalgia thing though? No, if it was nostalgia, I would say that the best Spell Pierce is like some old bordered version or whatever. I think the new border looks better than the old border on a lot of cards. I think when it looks worse, it's due to quality control and all that. Yeah. This just feels like we get more blue, and that's what I want from a blue card, for both from a visual perspective as well as just why is this border encroaching on the color of the card, you know? I think the border is pretty important. The card frame is pretty important. Also, I'm the guy that'll go to bat for this. I don't collect alt arts. I don't collect alt frames. I don't collect anything other than the base original version, like, you know, the card. Because I think they knocked it out of the fucking park. Right? It's so good. It is so good. I played a lot of card games in my life. We have it so good in Magic the Gathering. For every complaint that you can have about the game, and there's a lot, right? There's a lot of them. At the end of the day, we have no idea how good we have it. Like from stuff in the game, for how the card looks, how we read the card, how the rules work, to outside of the game, the fact that we have Scryfall, the fact that we can buy cards from a store, like we can go to a store that specializes in selling cards and they'll have the cards. Like every little bit about this, about Magic is just like so fucking great. Right? Even, and don't tell anybody I said this. Like, we have Arena, which for all its faults, we have Arena, which, like, you know, it kind of does the thing. And if you don't like Arena, we have Magic Online. We have two of them. We have the, like, I want to get the serotonin flowing. I want those neurons firing because I'm playing a facsimile of Magic the Gathering. And then you have, I want to play against somebody who has more top 64s, top 32s at Pro Tours than, like, you know, my entire country combined. And I don't know I'm playing against them and I'm learning from playing against them, that kind of thing. We have it so good with Magic. Enchantments. DT. I mean, I feel like, especially nowadays, and even Wizards has acknowledged this. They have acknowledged that they are trying to make enchantments more relevant. And one of the ways that they are trying to make enchantments more relevant is one of the reasons rather is because it's cool to play different card types, right? Playing an aggressive deck that just has 40 creatures, 20 lands, that sucks. 32 creatures, 8 instants, 20 lands. You could have a card with even more rancid gameplay. Like, you know what's a great example? The Is It Prowess kind of, like the Is It Prowess decks. You got instants, sorceries, creatures, artifacts. Sometimes you play enchantments. You play lands that put themselves in the graveyard. You know, they're all for the reasons of like Delve or Delirium or whatever, but like it's cool. You play different things for a reason. That's exciting. Enchantments can, like, artifacts and enchantments kind of blend nowadays. I think you could have a game without them. Hybrid mana? Hybrid mana is sneaky. I'll put it at C tier, because you could have Magic the Gathering without hybrid mana. We had some pretty good Magic the Gathering without hybrid mana. But hybrid mana is so nice. You ever wonder why basically every limited set that has come out in the past, like, I don't know, 6 years or so has mostly been like a 7 out of 10? Right? Like, it's because of hybrid mana. Hybrid mana makes limited so much smoother. It's just kind of nice to have. You can figure out a different way to do it, though. I got egg in my shirt. Summoning Sickness, S. I skipped max hand size because I'm still thinking about it. Summoning Sickness is insane. It's so good. Summoning Sickness does not only control the pace and the tempo of the game that we have, that allows people to feel like they have agency. They have a way to respond. They have a way to make a decision based on what they've done, your opponent has done. Great. But also, you get to play cards that break the rules of the game. And that's exciting. Flying breaks the rules of the game. Trample breaks the rules of the game. But nothing outside of maybe Flash breaks the rules as... And even then, Flash, it doesn't break the rules of the game as much as, like, I think Haste does for newer players. Haste is so great. Max hand size, I think I want to put it C. F? It doesn't do... If somebody has 7 cards, it doesn't matter if they have 7 or if they have 8 cards. I think max hand size does punish people for missing land drops, which kind of stinks more than anything. Discarding to hand size does basically just, it's like, oh, I have too many goodies. I guess I'll keep these 7. This will let me win the game. Whereas, like, you know, if I missed my 3rd land drop or whatever, and I kept the hand that I couldn't play, and not being able to play my card or whatever, it'd be nice if I just got to keep it. But I think it is kind of... It's so... It obviously means something to someone. Again, it's a cool rule to have because it lets you break it, right? Reliquary Tower, Spellbook effects, whatever. Those are like Reliquary Tower and Thought Vessel are so fucking popular because you get to break the rules. You know? Yeah, the number is kind of arbitrary, but the mechanic itself is pretty interesting. EK, welcome back for the 29th month. How you doing? How you been? Canadian Highlander. And how, dog? Thank you so much for the support. Hope you're doing well. Vegas. Colorless mana. Yeah, who cares? Colorless mana is... it would be fine if we never got it. Generic mana, huge S tier, baby. You want to look at some magic cards with me? Check this shit out. You want to see something really fucking cool that they did in the first set? See this? So this card's called Gray Ogre. It costs 2 generic mana and a red for a 2/2. That's it. It's released in alpha and it's a common. You open up like 6 packs of magic from alpha, you're probably going to see a Gray Ogre. In the same frequency at common in alpha, you can open a Heirloom Minotaur that costs 1 red for a 2/3. This is a 3 mana 2/2 in red at common from the first set. This is a 3 mana 2/3 at common in red of the first set. The only difference is it wants you to pay more colored mana. This teaches you like fucking 20 things. I turned into Shaggy there. Like Scoob. That's so fucking dope. This is the importance of generic mana. You have an easier time. Gray Ogre, you're going to have an easier time playing Gray Ogre in a 2-color deck or a 3-color deck. Heirloom Minotaur? Probably better in a mono red deck for sure. Artifacts. A tier. I think artifacts are... There's an expectation for a world to be filled with objects that are inanimate. There's an expectation for a world to be filled with objects that are not an item of the present, but of the past. Having an artifact does a great deal of lifting and describing the world that came before the snapshot of the set. And also, they make my Tolarian Academy add more mana. Wiggins, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. How you doing? How you been? Hope you had a good stream. We're doing a bunch of tier lists on our Slop Tuesday. Tutors? I'm going to put them in B. When people think tutors, they obviously think, well, broken cards. Tutors, just anything that searches your library for a card. And I know they try to do it less, but some of the most iconic decks in the game, like in the history of the game, some of the most iconic effects on cards, on the most popular cards. I think it's cool to be able to find something and then execute that game plan. And I think people in general find that so cool. That's literally half the equation for the Pokemon TCG. You get to play with your favorite Pokemon, and you get to learn a game plan and execute it. Yeah, the term tutor, right? You could probably put it in C, but I do like it quite a bit. Fetch lands, rampant growths, both those are tutors. They find specific cards for the given occasion. 4 of and 1 card limit. Funny story. I asked this very question to one Richard Garfield. And yeah. He talked I specifically talked about, like, you know, there were like pestilence rats. What was it? I'm trying to remember what my question was, but it was a part of Prof did a video with Richard Garfield, and I got to ask a bunch of questions, and I got some of the answers, and then the video version got some of the answers and whatnot. But I basically was like, hey, so like the 4 of card limit thing that came around, and like the playing with multiple copies, like for pestilence rats, pretty cool. But like now the most popular in the format of the game is a singleton format. So like, was there ever any consideration for singleton back in the day? Or was it ever something on your radar? And he talked about, like, yeah, deck building restrictions and deck building, like, cards that push you towards certain things are cool. That's also why tutors are cool. We think of tutors in the lens of, like, singleton mostly, because, well, especially in this chat, you're mostly Canlander players, drafters, like cube drafters, or commander players. And so our 1 copy of Demonic Tutor finds our 1 copy of Black Lotus or Yawgmoth's Will or whatever. But tutors are so dope in 60 cards, where you find your silver bullets, where you cast your wish. That shit rules. And 1-ofs feel great because you can have up to 4, but you choose to only have 1. The 4 of card limit offers customization, what's the word I'm looking for? An outlet for skill, basically. There's just some cool shit that you can do. Deck size minimum. Yeah, you need a deck size minimum. Or else you're going to do some broken stuff. I think 60 cards is great. It's such a good minimum to hit. 40 card for limited. 60 card. Honestly, I wish that Commander would have been, I mean, 100 cards is so much easier to remember. But like 40 card, 60 card, 80 card would have been, and I know it's mostly 75, but you know, it would have been kind of cool. I mean, I guess it's 45, 75, 105. I think Commander could be like 80 even just for shuffling. You know, I had this thought. Maybe I'm the guy that's too woke, because I know that there are, in the early days of Commander or EDH, there were women playing the format, but I wonder how, I wonder if that has anything to do with the 100 card. Like, if you have more people, okay, I gotta put up a bunch of asterisks, or else somebody's gonna find the pinpoint to try and cancel me on this. I imagine if you had more people that may have more people that may have smaller hands playing Commander, there might be more complaints about why are these decks so fucking big. And maybe that would have changed the framework of the format from an early kind of time. Are there 80 card formats? There's one, I don't remember what it is, but there is one. I as soon as you said it, my head was like, there's this one that you read an article about in like Daily MTG. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. It's kind of, oh yeah, Yorian. Not Yorian. I was talking about something else. Tokens. Yeah, they're cool as hell. They're great. You make a temporary card that's not in your deck. That's exciting. Maybe it should be A tier. I do think token bloat is real. And like, I think we're kind of in an awkward spot. 1/1 counters. Yeah, that's cool. It's really cool to have a permanent way to represent a change in size of your creature. And to be able to do so that they can't interact with. Encounters are a lot easier to deal with than riding the Delu horse. -1/-1 counters. No. Like there are some synergies that and cards that care about -1/-1 counters. There are ways to have this. Like persist could be it's brought back with like a finality counter on it. There's a way to like make -1/-1 counters something else, you know? 1/1 counters are much more usable. How much of a worse game would Magic be? Oh. Yeah, we should get rid of free spells. Free spells suck. I hate them. I know. When they mention free spells, I imagine they talk about they're talking about like Force of Wills and Gush and whatnot. Not 0 mana cards. I'm willing to approach this as though it's not 0 mana cards. Yeah. These kind of stink, but people love them. Like, and it's hard to think about, it's hard to look at them and be like, well, without Forcible, combo would be everywhere. And it's like, well, there would likely be less of an emphasis on some of those, you know, strategies if Force of Will didn't exist. And you could have your mid-range slop. Yeah. What if we bypass the main mechanic of the game? Multiple ways. The best designed free spell, in your opinion, is Obscuring Haze? Oh. Trying to think what the best designed free spell is. What is the best designed free spell? Obscuring Haze, you have the commander prevent all combat damage dealt. That's kind of cool. You know what? It's Dark Triumph. I think it's Dark Triumph. I think it's Dark Triumph. 5 and a black for an instant. If you control a swamp, you can sack a creature instead of paying its cost. Creatures you control get +2/+0. There's a steep cost involved in paying it. Paying that cost makes the effect itself weaker. There are ways to get around it. Blocking. There are ways to get around it after the fact, killing the creatures that are then buffed. And it's a, you know, it's a fun spell to cast. I think Dark Triumph might be my answer to that. Like, a lot of these cards suck. Like, Orum's Cure is also pretty good. I mean, it's kind of annoying. Maybe it's not. Ramosian Rally's pretty good. If you control planes, you can tap an untapped creature you control instead of paying its cost. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Rourke for the 43rd month. Welcome back. 43 is more than 42. That's right. God damn, that's right. 2 main phases? Oh yeah, that would suck. I will say I do like that the last thing you do on a Pokemon in a Pokemon TCG game is attack. That's very satisfying. But like, I think Magic is a worse game if you don't get the decision of when to use your mana. If you have fewer points of decision, basically. The creature types, there's so many people that just wouldn't play the game if we didn't have creature types. People love creature types. I mean, how many people only have like a typo commander deck, right? Like, how many people just give up that one goblin deck that they have? What are you gonna do? X mana costs? I'm gonna say B. Like, they're fun. It's cool to be able to put mana into something. It's cool to have a control of how much mana you put into something. Like, they're fun. They're very fun. ETB effects. Oh, terrible. ETB effects are great. People love, again, a thing that people flock to. It changed the texture, literally changed how the game worked. They had ETB effects in the game as early as Ice Age and Alliances. That was like the first like little bits and pieces of ETB creatures. And then Mana War came out and Mirage Block came out and that shit fucking ruled. People talk, do you know how often people talk about Flame Tongue Kavu? And how little those people have played Flame Tongue Kavu? Flame Tongue Kavu is not a fun card. It literally warps the game around it. I mean, when it was in Type 2. Like, you just couldn't play cards because people would have Flame Tongue Kavus. And then Flame Tongue Kavu didn't see a ton of play because of that. That sucks. Right? Kind of like a boomer mental misstep sort of thing. And yet, people talk about Flame Tongue Kavu so affectionately. At least Necrotal had the decency of not killing itself. I wonder how many ETBs are in Secrets of Strixhaven. Full Oracle when enter. Any guess? Not just creatures. I mean, these are ETB effects. I have all the cards. How many cards do you think have when enters from Strixhaven? Yeah, there are a lot of things that enter prepared. Strixhaven has 46. What was the LCI? Not LCI, ECL. ECL had 97. Oh, fuck. 97 cards. Holy shit. That's wild. Exile. I'll put it at, actually, X-Men cost down here. Exile, I'll put it B. It's kind of nice to have a, like, no, you don't get this back. Just stop. Just stop. The graveyard is so good to use as a resource. It's just nice to be able to say, hey, don't. Stop this. Get some help. Legendary permanence. This one's tough. I think. Okay. Legendary permanence is tough. Because one, the most popular format in the game is based around having a legendary permanent that you can cast basically whenever. That's pretty important. But also, if Commander didn't exist, but you just kept the same, like, I mean, well, hold on. I was going to say, if Commander didn't exist and you kept the same amount of legends around, people would be like, well, what's going on? Why is this here? You would probably want less of them. Yeah, they kind of just overdid it with legends. I mean, this is nothing new. Nothing new. I don't know. I'm going to put it. I would hate if they removed legends, but I wish they did remove some amount of legends. If Commander didn't exist, Outlaws would not happen. A tier. A tier. Planeswalkers. Okay. So they were, and I guess technically still are, the face of their game. They make up a very reasonable chunk of Magic's history. We've had more time in the game with them than without them. But if we never had the Planeswalker, if they got rid of the Planeswalker type, I mean, it wouldn't. I think it's D tier. Maybe C tier. I'll put it at C tier because they're fun. People like Planeswalkers. They kind of made everything a little too popular or a little too powerful for Planeswalkers to exist in a world where they are like healthy. It's like I don't know. They're just and when a new Planeswalker comes out, it's kind of interesting. You're like, oh, cool. New Planeswalker. And you read what it does, and then you go on with your life. They're just not very exciting anymore. And I think that's because everything else is just so good. They're kind of out of place. Creatures is S tier. Creatures they make Magic the Gathering a game. Creatures are, they're the reason Magic the Gathering works. Think about that. Think about how good Magic the Gathering is as a game and how dog shit creatures were in the beginning. Like, absolutely terrible in the first couple of sets. Absolutely terrible. And yet it persisted. And yet people saw, hey, you shouldn't play Mahmadijin because Swords to Plowshares deals with it right away. And said, okay, but what if they don't have it? Ta-da. Sorceries. Sorceries are at A. Maybe like instants and sorceries here. I mean, maybe sorceries should be S. This is the classic, like, sorcery. If they, you know, if Maro could do it over again, or if Maro could make a change and make it so that you had sorceries and then you have sorceries with flash, they would do it. You know, that's a different conversation to be had. It's cool that there are different card types that do kind of the same thing. I think ultimately they want to do it based off of saving room on cards so you can print fewer words on cards. But sorceries are pretty great. They're kind of a large part of the game. Utility lands? I mean, yeah, S tier. This okay, so utility lands. There are a couple of different ways to look at this. I think dual lands could be considered utility lands. Basically, just any land that is not a basic land is like a utility land. Or if you want to go, yeah, if you want to change it up a little bit, like any dual land is a utility land because it provides a utility. It provides something that you don't get from just the cards that you basically can add to any deck, right? Like the basics are your lands. Anything beyond that, that's something different. So if you're going for the definition of like any land that isn't a basic land, obviously you just need to keep them. Dual lands are great. They're fun. They're cool. Skill expressive for sure. And then utility lands. Yeah, it's sick when your land does something. You know? It's just really cool when your land also can turn into a creature. When your land can sacrifice itself to draw a card or be turned into a card in your hand if you have too many lands. There are plenty of decks that are even just like defined by their utility lands. You see decks built and based around Saga, like Urza's Saga, like Mono Black Saga. Wolf Run Ramp. Cradle Control. Depths combo, right? Like, damn. Land destruction. I think land destruction kind of sucks. I think that land destruction kind of honks. And I get that as I say this, there's probably somebody furiously typing out something that's like, well, I should be able to blow up your Urza Saga and your Tolarian Academy and your blank and yada, yada, yada. But we're just creating an entirely different game because we're talking about a world without Wasteland, without Strip, without Blood Moon, whatever, right? Like, I'll look at land destruction and call it mana denial. I think that you have a different game, but you also need to like think of it through the lens of if this didn't exist, do you think that they would have pushed certain, like it's a hard question to ask because like then we just have to go with a bunch of what ifs and try to figure out what their intention would be with designing cards and like pushing mana bases and stuff. But like, there's the risk and reward for it, right? They're not stupid. They weren't like, hey, let's invent Stone Rain and Sinkhole. And then they're like, well, gosh, now we can do whatever we want. Instead, it's like, hey, we have Stone Rain and Ice Storm and Sinkhole. Maybe we can put some power points into lands now, right? You get in? Like, maybe we can put some of the strength into these lands here. Get a little fancy with it. And in the early days, it's hard to knock them too hard, right? Get in may have been a mistake. Nah. I don't think you could have a mistake in alpha. You know? Like, I mean, it's like Black Lotus, Moxen, Ancestral, whatever. Obviously egregious for a bunch of reasons. But like, I don't know, that's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of cool that shit exists. Magic probably wouldn't have become the game that it is now if you didn't have the Black Lotus. Anyways, modal spells. Also, for what it's worth, there's not a ton of land destruction running around. Where did I put modal spells? I gotta put it somewhere. I'm gonna say C tier. Modal spells are cool, but like, you could have a game built without it. You know? You could just play Magic the Gathering without modal spells. In fact, a ton of people do that every single day. If you want to expand what modal spells refers to, though, like, and say something like Ponder is a modal spell or Preordain is a modal spell, right? Like Noble Hierarch, Ignoble Hierarch is a modal spell, in that it's something that you have options to choose from, right? Then we have a bit of a different discussion here. But if we're talking about like, would the world survive without Azorius Charm? Yeah. There are games of Magic the Gathering getting played every day where 0 modal spells interact. I wonder how many modal spells are in like my most recent deck. Again, going by the definition of modal spell of like Azorius Charm or Cryptic Command. It's 1. There's one modal spell. It's Thraben Charm. Is Black Lotus a modal spell since you can add 3 mana of any one color? Yeah. You could say that. Like, even as a bit, you know, I think that's fine. It's like, yeah, you're making choices. Anywho, that's my list. Also, I'm going to call it there. It's 9 p.m. I'm fucking tired, and we had some good slop. We did the important ones, I think. Not to say the other ones that people did were not important. Eggs tier list? I feel like I've done this before. I guess I'll have to do another slop stream at some point in time. Moto avatars. Where's the orangutan? Where's the orangutan? Because that's A tier. But I'm going to call it there. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in. This VOD goes up on YouTube with all the other VODs. There are a bunch of stuff there you can watch. There's a free Discord you could join if you'd like. And if you want to give me some money, you can give me some money here. I'm going to be at MagicCon Vegas. This is, I think, my last stream. Home stream until like next Tuesday or Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm going to be over at twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun twice. Going to be there for the Secrets of Strixhaven Sealed League, where I will be one of the camera players. I've updated my deck. I opened a second copy of Bear and a second copy of Snarl, so I'm playing something with green in it. And then I'll be on AFK where we're playing Everdell Far Shore. I think it's for sure. And then yeah, I'll be at MagicCon Vegas. My schedule for Vegas is in the Discord. But yeah, if you're going to be at Vegas, come say hi. Come say hi. If you got cards you want signed or playmats you want signed, that's okie dokie by me. If you got $5 for me, that's perfect. Don't need to do any of that though. You could just say hi. You could jam Canlander. Just don't be shy. Don't be afraid. I am very docile. I'm very chill. And you're not a bother. Don't you dare apologize. Don't you dare say, hey, sorry for bothering you. You're not. That's what I'm there for. I'm literally paid to be there to do that. But yeah, the schedule is on the Discord. You can check it out there. Let me drop the kids off somewhere. Yeah, you're open to bother me. It's open and encouraged. I don't know any of these fucking people. The hell is a hag tuber? I'm getting too old for this. I'm hitting end stream. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!